Okay, so this is problem 1 of the group project. So it asks, find the exact area enclosed by the inner loop of the curve r equals 1 plus 2 sine theta. Now, the first thing we want to do here is find the limits of integration. So what we're going to do is find the limits of integration where r equals 0. So actually, we plug r equals 0 into here, and we minus 1 from both sides and divide it by 2 to ultimately get sine theta on its own, and it's negative 1/2 equals sine theta, and theta equals 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. So actually, these are the two limits of integration. So we have our equation here, which is a part of the second step, which is to plug into the area formula for the inner loop. Now, we have area equals upper limit, lower limit, 1/2 r squared d theta. So we actually have all of our numbers here to actually plug it in and solve now. So we have area equals the upper limit, which is 11 pi over 6, and lower limit, which is 7 pi over 6, times 1/2 times 1 plus 2 sine theta. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not times 1/2. These are just the limits. So it's 1/2 times 1 plus 2 sine theta squared d theta. Now, we want to actually FOIL that, so it is 1/2 1 plus 4 sine squared theta plus 4 sine theta d theta. And now we actually have our half angle identity right here, which you see right here, we have 4 sine squared theta, and sine squared theta does actually equal 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 2. So we have 1/2 1 plus 4, 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 2 plus 4 sine theta d theta. Now we have 1/2 plus 2, and we got that 2 because 4 divided by 2 is just 2, so we have 2 times 1 minus cosine 2 theta plus 4 sine theta d theta. And now we have, for our next step, we have 1/2 1 plus 2 minus 2 cosine 2 theta. I actually multiplied these out, plus 4 sine theta d theta. And so try to remember this equation really quick because I'm going to go on to the next page. So as you can see here, we have, after adding and simplifying that equation below on the last page, we have 1/2 times 3 minus 2 cosine 2 theta plus 4 sine theta d theta. And our last step is actually to take the antiderivative and plug the limits of integration. So we have 1/2 3 theta, which is the antiderivative of 3, and then the antiderivative of negative 2 cosine 2 theta is actually just sine 2 theta, minus 4 cosine theta because that is the antiderivative of 4 sine theta. And then we have our two limits, and so we're actually going to plug these two limits in here. So I plugged them in here, all right here, and our next step, we actually are going to simplify this. So 3 over 6 is essentially 1/2. So we have 11 pi over 2. And then 2 over 6 is essentially also 1/3. So we have 11 pi over 3. And then we just keep these the same. And then we plug that in for 11 pi over 6. Now we want to plug that in for 7 pi over 6. So we have 1/2 21 pi over 6 because 3 over 6 is 1/2. And so it's 7 times 3 is 21. So we have 21 over 6 minus sine 2, 7 pi over 6, minus 4 cosine 7 pi over 6. And then we actually simplified this right here. So what we're going to get is 1/2 11 pi over 2 plus sine pi over 3 minus 4 cosine pi over 6. And then that is the first part of it for the 11 pi over 6 portion. And then for the 7 pi over 6 portion, we actually find that we get negative 1/2 times 21 pi over 6 minus sine pi over 3 minus 4 cosine pi over 6. And now we're going to simplify that. So we have 11 pi over 4 when we multiply these, and we have negative 7 pi over 4 when we multiply these. So next, we see that we have plus sine pi over 3, and then minus 4 cosine pi over 6. Now, 11 pi over 4 minus 7 pi over 4 is actually just 4 pi over 4. And then sine pi over 3 is square root of 3 over 2. And then negative 4 cosine pi over 6 is negative 4. And then the cosine of pi over 6 is actually square root of 3 over 2 as well. So we have 4 pi over 4, so that cancels out. So we just get pi. And then we bring down that square root of 3 over 2, and then we multiply. So negative 4 over 2 is actually just negative 1/2. So we're going to have, or negative 2 over 1, I'm sorry. So we have negative 2 square root of 3, and then we have equals pi plus square root of 3 over 2 minus 4 square root of 3 over 2. Now, next thing we do is, oh, I actually got this 4. So how I got this 4 was, we see that we don't have a common denominator here, but we have the same, we don't have a common denominator here. So what we're going to do is actually multiply this by 2. So we have negative 4 square root of 3. The square root of 3 stays. We don't multiply that. Times 2, or over 2, because we multiplied that times 2. So then I got pi minus, and then this is essentially 1 square root of 3 minus 4 square root of 3. So I just got negative 3 square root of 3 over 2.